As I mentioned, I'm from Aranda, and my family's story is my Nana Barbara. She was born in Idma country, which is outside of Alice Springs. She was stolen generation, so she was taken when she was about 3 years old, and she was taken up to Darwin. And from there she moved to Melville Island, which is the Tiwi Islands, and just a little congregation of islands just off Darwin there for some further education, and she did quite well with that. My grandfather, my namesake Ambrose Morgan, he played a few league games for the Rabbitohs, South Sydney Rabbitohs, and played a lot of footy around Redfern area and all that. And I've only recently learnt that I've also got Bundjalung blood in me, which is North New South Wales. My father, Scotty Chisholm, he played AFL for the Fremantle Dockers and also Melbourne Demons, so we've got a bit of sport there in my blood. Yeah, I was born in Darwin and came down to Brisbane when I was 5, 6, and so I grew up in Brisbane for the majority of my life, and was lucky enough to come to Iona College. I think I focused a lot on my athletics, as Mr. Courtney mentioned, when I was at school. So yeah, through school I kept myself really busy. So from there, I did an indigenous jersey. I designed and created an indigenous jersey for Morningside Football Club, which is an AFL club, just a local one, which I played for during juniors and played a bit of senior footy there as well. So we designed an indigenous jersey for them about 3 or 4 years ago now, and that really kicked off my art. And we've been fortunate enough to partner with a clothing company that is really going to help us and hopefully get us into the deep end with some AFL teams and stuff like that. So hopefully you'll be able to see a couple of the Mud Deadly Art boys on doing designs for AFL teams and rugby league teams and stuff like that. Yeah, always remember where you're from, boys. That's probably something I want to move on to next as well, is just if you've got the opportunity to know where you're from, and don't take things for granted with your family and your background. So when you go home, I reckon go ask your mum and dad if you're lucky enough, or your uncle or whoever it is. Say, Mum, Dad, where are we from? You know, like that's a pretty special thing, because I found out quite a lot through just asking some simple questions, especially with my grandma and my uncle Brad. And he told me a lot. He told me a lot of lore and stuff, which I'm really proud of now. And whether or not you're Indigenous or not, it doesn't really matter. It's still a very special thing. Jump right into this stuff straight away. I wasn't too sure on what direction and what path I was going to choose. I was in that no man's land, that no man's space straight after school. At the end of the day, I think it really reaches out to you and it grabs you. So definitely don't stress out about all that sort of stuff. Obviously, it's very important when you're going through school and stuff to have a rough idea, but yeah, it'll find you, and you'll definitely find it as well. And now I'm fortunate enough that this is one of my jobs anyway, where I can go out and have a yarn to fellas like you about culture and Aboriginal history and all that sort of stuff, and bring the young fella around and the fiance who's snoozing. Tough life, but yeah. So I'm very lucky and very blessed to have that.